New London News and Events, your source for local news. Well, good evening, everybody. Steve here with New London News and Events. Hey, I want to jump on again and talk a little bit more this evening about the proposed utility rate increases here in the village. Before I get into numbers, let me give you a little background. For those that don't know me, I've lived in the village about 25 years now, a little more than 25 years. Always stayed very in tune with what's going on as far as village government and served 4 years on council. So I know the administrator pretty well. I know the department heads. And I can tell you that I have absolutely no doubt that we've got some extremely dedicated people running these departments in the village with a great concern for the village and the residents of the village. So it's not that we don't have people that are good at what they do. They're the best. When it comes to water, wastewater, we got some of the best. If you look at our water treatment plant, our wastewater treatment plant, and compare that to any other municipality, not just a village of our size, but other cities much larger, we are in very good shape. So they're very good at that. So what is the village not very good at? Well, for the 25 years that I've lived here, to be perfectly frank, they really suck at communicating. Every time something comes up, like a rate increase or something is discussed, one of the things that comes up in discussion is, well, we need to communicate it better. We need to get the word out. But it just never seems to happen. So here I am. I'm going to try and help get the word out a little bit and communicate. I'm not here to sell you on the rate increase. I'm not here to convince anybody that, hey, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I can't believe it took them this long to raise rates. I love it. No, it's not why I'm here. I'm just here to try and get the word out, get the numbers out, the bottom line, make it a little easier to understand so that you know what's going on. So let's take a look at some numbers. And I know this is probably an eye chart. So I did some numbers here for just to get some basic ideas of what is the bottom line. So what is proposed is a 5% increase in water, a 7% increase in sewer, and a 5% increase in sanitation. So what does that mean? So I did the math for the basic bottom line minimum utility customer. The minimum bill is 2,000 gallons of water per month. And then I figured it out for 3,000 gallons, 4,000 gallons, and 5,000 gallons. Now, there's probably some large families out there that use more than that, but I think that's probably going to catch most of the citizens. I went back and looked at my bills, and I run about 3,000 gallons a month. I hit 4,000 last June when I was watering the garden and the outdoor plants a lot. So what are the numbers? So if we look at a 2,000 gallon per month usage, you can see what the water rate was, $23.52. It goes to $24.70. The wastewater rate was $44.10. It goes to $47.19. Sanitation, and I figured this on a tier 1 sanitation, which is a whole nother topic we'll talk a little bit about here. But I figured all these on tier 1 sanitation. That was $26.42. It goes to $27.75. So what is the bottom line? For a 2,000 gallon a month customer, the increase is $5.60, and it works out to a $5.95% increase, or 5.95% increase overall. I'm not going to read all the numbers to you here, but for a 3,000 gallon a month customer, it works out to a $6.41 a month increase, which is 5.99%. For a 4,000 gallon a month user, it works out to $7.22 a month, which is 6.02% increase. And if you're a 5,000 gallon a month user, it works out to $8.03 of an increase per month, which is 6.05% increase in a month. So nobody likes to see utilities go up, but we're not talking huge dollar amounts here. Now, obviously, if you're using 10,000 gallons of water a month, well, you're probably used to paying a pretty high utility bill. So that's the water, wastewater, and just to give you an idea of the bottom line and what do those percentages actually mean on a bill. The other thing we'll just talk briefly about is sanitation. So sanitation is set up in tiers, which has kind of changed over the last really 3 or 4 years. Used to be there was 2 rates. There was just sanitation, just a basic rate, and there was a senior rate. About 3 years ago, a tier 2 was added for those of us that typically had a little bit more per week than what was allowed on tier 1, so we were paying extra pickup all the time. So we just said, hey, let us subscribe to a tier 2 and increase our allotted pickup. So looking at sanitation and the tiers, under the new proposed ordinance, there's actually a couple of tiers added. So there will be an ultralight tier, and the rate for that will be $25 per month. That is a new tier, doesn't exist under the current ordinance. Tier 1 will go from $26.42 a month to $27.75 a month, so a $1.33 increase. Tier 2 will go from $29.57 to $28.57, actually gets reduced by $1 a month. Under the new proposed ordinance, there's now a Tier 3, and again, that's new, but the new rate for Tier 3 will be $29.42 a month, and the senior rate stays the same at $18.90, no change in the senior rate. So no change for seniors, and with the addition of the ultralight, there's probably a lot of other very small households or single individuals or very young couples will probably be able to fit into ultralight and actually save money under the new ordinance. That's a whole topic for another night. I'll throw another slide together explaining exactly what you're allowed to have on each of those tiers. I won't go into that tonight, but that's the rates, give you an idea. Very minimal changes on the sanitation when you actually look at the monthly rates. One other thing that I have seen come up in discussion is, what about these extra charges? Well, I got this $5.73 charge for storm, and I got this water meter charge, and I don't even have a new water meter yet. So everybody pays the $5.73 for storm. Storm sewers are a completely separate entity from the sanitary sewers. That helps to maintain those storm sewers, funded a lot of the money that was projects that were done over the last years with the slip lining and stuff a few years ago to prevent the rainwater intrusion into the sanitary sewers. Now the water meter, $5. That was put on because we know the water meters are getting old. They're going to have to be replaced. We want to get to something new, more automated as far as reading and stuff. Water meters are ridiculously expensive. You're talking tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to replace all the water meters in the village. So when that was put on, the intent is to have that $5 monthly charge start building in an account. It's strictly earmarked for water meters. Can't be used for anything else. Build in that account to where enough of a balance was built up to be able to do a bulk order of X number of water meters, start replacing water meters. At the same time that fund continues to build up, then when you get enough in the fund, you can buy another batch of water meters. But it was never the idea that everybody was just going to get a brand new water meter in a month or two, and then that was paying for the water meters. This is a long-term, several-year project to get all the water meters upgraded, and that's what that's for. So I hope that helps maybe give a little more understanding to what some of these rate increases are. Again, it's not my position to come here and convince you that they're a good thing or sell you on the rate increases. What I hope to do is make people understand a little bit more about exactly what the dollar amounts are and why it's being done, so that you've got a better understanding, because I think the more informed everyone is, the better we all are. So again, just trying to help out with that, what I think is a pretty big communication deficiency that we've had over the last few years, and we're trying to fix some of that. So I hope that helps. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. If you've got questions about the rates, drop it in the comments. I'll try to get you answers. If it's something I can't answer, I'll talk to the village guys, but we'll get you answers. Again, I hope that helps. Have a great evening. I'm Steve. Thanks for watching.